and welcome to U News for Friday, August 23rd. I'm Lorraine Cáceres in for Andrea Linares. The annual G7 summit is convening in France this weekend. World leaders from Great Britain, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the U.S. will tackle global problems ranging from the economy to climate. Andrea Linares has the details. Now to new developments in the U.S.-China trade war. China said it would retaliate against the latest round of tariffs imposed by Washington with duties on $75 billion of American products. Then President Trump called on U.S. companies to consider alternatives to doing business in China. All this as Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell speaks at the Fed's annual economic symposium in Wyoming. His main task to keep markets calm and lessen fears of a U.S. slowdown. Francis Novell reports. The economy, the job market isn't as hot as previously thought. The Labor Department is not wildfires are raging at a record rate in Brazil's Amazon rainforest. The growing threat to what some call the lungs of the planet had ignited a bitter dispute about who is to blame. Let's go to Daniel Brindes. He's a senior forest campaigner with Greenpeace. Thank you. Staying on the topic of Brazil, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro has traded harsh tweets with French President Emmanuel Macron amid global concern about the fires raging in the Amazon that we were just talking about. The French leader called, and staying again on the wildfires, 2019 is already on track to be one of the most intense years for wildfires, and 75,000, as many as 75,000 have burned so far, and we're wondering what can we do to be able to help in these situations. Xiomara Gonzalez Gobea explains. Xiomara, so what else can we do? Is there something that people can get themselves involved?
Well, there's much more that we can do. We have to reconsider definitely our habits, our daily habits, and it can help us determine our carbon footprints, which the impact that the negative or positive impacts that it has on the planet. And definitely, definitivamente hug a tree today and every day of your life. That would help a lot.
That's true. Thank you so much for your input. We appreciate your time. And welcome back to U News. Let's now go to Louisiana. A man in Baton Rouge is alleging that he was illegally held in jail for days because a sheriff's office suspected he was in the country illegally. The man arrested, Ramon Torres, was born in Honduras but is a U.S. citizen. He's now suing. Let's go to Katie Schwartzman. She's the other topics. As the president faces a crisis over mass shootings, new threats are raising concerns. Two high schoolers, both in Florida, have been arrested for allegedly threatening to shoot up their schools. Giselle Robles has more. Same time that President Trump seems ambiguous about gun restrictions, more than a dozen states have sought their own solutions. In New York, a law will take effect in the coming days. Peggy Carranza has the information from the Big Apple.
Goes into effect Saturday, and it was approved along other measures that make background checks more strict and ban bump stocks. In New York City, Peggy Carranza, U News.
And former U.S. Congresswoman and shooting survivor Gabby Giffords briefly spoke at a town hall meeting in El Paso, Texas on Thursday night. California, where the tap water in some parts of the state is unsafe to drink, especially in the Central Valley, where large farms have polluted water sources for mostly rural communities. It's a struggle for many. They can't afford to pay for clean bottled water. And as Luis Mejia tells us, their only other option is to drink water that will likely make them sick. Up next, an investigation is underway in Arizona. An investigation is underway after several women say they were victims of botched lip injections. The women reporting they were experiencing pain, swollen mouths, and even infections. Noella Plume has the story. A restaurant owner in New York City is being hailed a hero after he saved a girl's life. The victim nearly choked to death on her meal, but thanks to the man, there is a happy ending to this story. Nayeli Chavez-Geller has all the details.
The second time that Pasha Dili successfully performs a Heimlich maneuver on one of his customers, and he thanks his daughter, who is a doctor, for training him properly. Nayeli Chavez-Geller, U News.
Up next, a new decree in Colombia. And now to gun violence in the streets of Mexico. At least 5 states have experienced deadly violence recently, and it appears to all be connected to one cartel. Sofia Menendez explains. In today's Tech Report, a teenager from Mexico is using his life experiences to create wearable technology that could potentially save women's lives. Anabel Sedano explains.
Hi there, and we begin with this. A 19-year-old Mexican student has invented a bra called... I'm Annabelle Sedano, and that was your daily dose of tech news. Have a great weekend, guys.
Thank you, Annabelle. The biggest U.S. phone companies have agreed to work with attorneys general from all 50 states and the District of Columbia to now time for a quick preview of what's coming up during the second hour of U News. Scam victims in the U.S. and around the world can breathe a sigh of relief. The FBI charging 80 people in connection to a ring scamming people out of millions of dollars through fake online romance schemes. And Mexican actor Pablo Lyle's case continues in court after a Miami judge rejected his claims of self-defense in the deadly road rage incident this past March. Plus, in the Dominican Republic, several Major League Baseball players stand accused in connection to drug trafficking. They're all flatly denying any knowledge. Welcome back to U News. A Texas police officer who has dedicated his work to children as a school resource officer shared a special moment Thursday with a former student. That boy grew up to be an officer himself in the same department. Valeria Gonzalez explains. And if you're looking for a furry companion, Morris Animal Refuge in Philadelphia is hoping for a few news, but stay tuned for the second hour. We have much more coming up.